Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. So we are in Park City, Utah, and I wanted to do a video here, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So Utah, if you don't already know, is a state-controlled liquor state, if you like, and they have a lot of government-run liquor stores, as you can see over my shoulder here. So we wanted to do a video just exploring what it's like in a state-controlled liquor store, see what whiskey they have, see what they don't have, see if they have anything rare, and just check it out, because a lot of people say that it's hard to find good stuff in state-controlled liquor stores. So they do have a website you can check what they have. It's called the DABC website, I believe. And they don't tell you which whiskey is going to which store, but you can generally see what they have in the warehouse, what's going to the warehouse, but you can't see what's left. The only way to do that is to save the numbers from the day before and compare and contrast from today's numbers, and then you'll know some have left. But you don't know which store they're going to go to, so you kind of have to guess a little bit. So what we'll do here, we'll run the free giveaway ad that I have. We'll plug that in here, and then we'll go ahead and go in store and then see what it's all about here. So come on, join us. As we get closer to that 5,000 subscriber mark, where we will be doing the 5,000 subscriber free giveaway for you folks at home, 2 things you need to do if you would like to win one of these amazing 4 bottles, plus 2 more we'll be announcing soon. We have the Old Forester barrel strength single barrel. We have the Early Times bottled in bond, the old brown Foreman bottle. We have Willet 4-year rye, and then we also have Weller 107 OWA. If you would like one of these bottles, first you have to be a subscriber, and then secondly, go over to the Whiskey Cove's webpage, which you'll find the link down below in the description. Click that link, it'll take you over to our shop, and then you just click on this free giveaway, and then you just sign up for that. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to put any card details in, nothing like that. And then you just need to pay attention to when we do the 5,000 free subscriber giveaway live event, because we will announce all 6 winners there. And maybe some other stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. So let's get these whiskey bottles out of the way. What I will say about the Utah liquor stores is that they're very well kept for the most part, pretty clean. Kind of looks a little bit gourmet in here, if you like. And one thing to keep in mind, which is actually good about state-run liquor stores, is that everything's MSRP. So you're never going to get overcharged for something. The tax might be a little bit higher in Utah, I think it might be, but overall you're going to pay rock bottom prices. So let's go over to the whiskey aisle and see what they have here and see what we can find. So then just starting here, they have a little bit of Canadian whiskey, as you can see here. Some Crown Royal Reserve, Pendleton, popular with some folks. We got a Jack Daniel's single barrel here, $52, isn't too bad. Some other Jack Daniel's products, and then Knob Creek 9, $38.99. I think that's a little bit pricey for Knob Creek 9. I think in Colorado it's about $30. Jack Daniel's bonded, $36.99. I think that's a little bit pricey too. But I know some places it can be that price. We also have Woodford Double Oak, $58. I think that's a pretty solid price there. I wouldn't be mad with that bottle. Wild Turkey 101, $32.99. Now that is pricey. It is is that a liter? Well, it is a liter bottle actually, so that's not too bad, but $28.99 is expensive. Okay, look what we have here. We have Elijah Craig B523. Again, I'm really trying to find the C523 batch, but I was surprised that I was able to see that here, because that's something I was led to believe that you probably wouldn't find in Utah stores. But $75, I think that's around exactly where you think it would be. And then they also have the regular small batches. I'm not seeing the rye here, so if you like the Elijah Craig rye, they don't have that. They have a couple of different Four Roses. The Four Roses small batch, and then also just the regular bourbon. That's the new style bottle as well, so they have that. I think everything's probably a little bit more pricey than what I would see in Colorado. They have the new red wine cast finish Basil Hayden's. Well, they do have some Old Forester 1920, $62. You know, even though Utah is a state-controlled state and it's hard to get the expensive stuff, this is as good as a lot of secondary or a lot of harder to find stuff. 1920 will never let you down. And then moving on down here, it does look like they have some local stuff here as well. This Sugar House, I believe, is from Salt Lake City, handcrafted in the Wasatch Mountains. It does say Salt Lake City, Utah, but maybe they have a distillery close to the Wasatch Mountains. They have their bourbon whiskey, they have the American single malt for $50, so not too bad. Down here, we have some outdoor bourbon, Utah's own, again, local stuff. And then this other bourbon whiskey from Salt Lake, barrel strength, 55% ABV, excuse me man. A barrel aged 55% ABV premium bourbon Premium obviously means nothing at barrel strength for $30. That's not too bad. Like, how bad can it be for $30, right? Again, another local product. Kind of is like a Stag Junior bottle. I'm almost thinking about buying this. I've been going through a bit of a habit lately of just buying random stuff. I'm trying to stop that. But in terms of value for money for a local craft distillery, I think I might get this. Or I think I might ask a few people at an event I'm going to go to tonight at High West to see what they think about this. But that surprised me, a really good price on that. We've also found some more local stuff. This is Clear Water Distilling. This is a limited 5-year barrel strength rye whiskey, 57.88% ABV. And this is from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Some more Salt Lake City craft whiskey here. More Clear Water. This really interesting cinnaberry flavored whiskey, which is 35% ABV. Cinnamon whiskey, which I guess is like a Firestone. And then some stone fruit and cinnamon whiskey, that's interesting. And then this dude on the front here, again, kind of like a Fireball kind of knockoff. They also have some Jefferson's Ocean, if you like that. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Some Old Elk, and I think some Angel's Envy here. And then some Stranahan. So it looks like they had Henry McKenna here at some point for $60, which isn't too bad. And then they also have some Michtas as well. That's pretty solid stuff. And then these are all the craft ones we just talked about. And then of course they do have some High West stuff here, which is expected. They have the regular bourbon, $70 for the big handles. Oh look, they actually have the Bourye, which is a Utah only whiskey. Used to be distributed across the nation, but they just kept it now in Utah. And I wasn't expecting to see this. I thought that this was something that they do a run on and it sells out quite like the midwinter night's dram. $125, so that is MSRP on Bourye now, sadly. And I have had this one, I've also done a review in it. It's one of my favorite bottles of the year so far. So if you're in Utah, you'll find this guy, which isn't too bad whatsoever. They do a bunch of the Rendezvous Rye and Double Rye, which is expected as well. And some of the other barrel finishes as well, if that's your take. Moving on then to some of the cheaper stuff here, the flavored stuff like the Jim Beams, Screwballs. I don't drink this stuff, so I don't know too much of the price here, but it looks cheap enough. Moving into some ryes, they have the Angel's Envy rye for $90. That's not too bad, it's pretty competitive. So with Michtas as well. Looks like they have a bit of a deal on this Whistle Pig, aged 6 years. Woodford, Knob Creek 7-year for $35. That's not bad. I think that's a decent price on that. Basil Hayden's again. I can't see the Elijah Craig Overholt. I know some people struggle to find that in some states, but that's $19 there. And then moving on to some of the Irish stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about this here, but you can see it all. Not a great deal of Irish whiskey here, but some. And then they have a little bit of Japanese down there. I think that's literally the only Japanese whiskey they have. Decent amount of Scotch there as well here. So it's just mainly on this aisle is all the whiskey here. It's all on the left. So what I'll do is I'm going to walk around just a little bit more, just so you folks can see something that I may not have missed here. And then also we'll see if they have maybe a rare and limited section where stuff is a little bit more pricey. Let's see the price of Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. $20, I think that's a little bit pricey. Much like some of the stores that we stopped in Wyoming as well. But again, that barrel proof, that's pretty good value for money. I think it would be awesome if that was the C batch, because there probably wouldn't be any left there as well. Again, a little bit more Canadian whiskey here. Not the biggest fan of Canadian whiskey, but I know some people really dig it. We have this really interesting E3521 premium whiskey. I guess this is some sort of Halloween specialty bottle. That is wild. Let's see what it says on the back here. Product of Canada. And that's all it says, really. 51% ABV. That's a really weird ABV, but I guess that ties into the name, the ET51. Some crown black on the top there. This legacy bottle, $17 for a small batch, authentic handcraft distilled whiskey. What does that mean? It means absolutely nothing. But that's what that is. $17 isn't too bad. They have a little bit of rum here as well, if that's your deal. I wonder if they have tequila, the Fortaleza Blanton's of tequila, if you like. It's just all vodka here. Let's see if I can find that tequila. Over on the tequila now, yeah, it doesn't look like they have that. I don't really drink tequila that much. I like a margarita. If I'm gonna drink that sort of thing, I probably would go for a mezcal because I like the smokiness. But I know a lot of people dig the Fortaleza tequila a lot. Yeah, they just have some Don Julio Patron that sort of stuff. So like I said, I'll go and have a quick look, see if they have like a rare or limited section. If not, we'll finish up this video here. So we have found like a rare and limited section, if you like. Looks like they have a couple of empty tags here. Michter's Unblended, some Buffalo Trace and Sazerac looks like it's sold out. We do have the Larceny C923. I'm not the biggest fan of the Larceny barrel proofs, but I know a lot of people do like them, so I think that could be a decent buy for $65 or so on. And then some other Scotch there as well. Muckety Muck for $300, and some Bourbon 18 isn't so bad whatsoever. And then just a little bit more Japanese whiskey. They have the AO World Whiskey for $55. That's a really good price. If you haven't seen the review on that, you should watch that. It's a good one. And some sake and other things there as well. And we are out. So we did end up purchasing a bottle. I was thinking maybe about the Boo Rye, the High West Boo Rye, but I have one of those at home. I still have about 60% left and $125. I've already spent a little bit of money on this trip, and I didn't want to go in that deep. So I did end up purchasing that Simplicity Cask Strength Bourbon. It came in at about $33. So even if it's bad, not a big layout, but I'm hoping for decent things. I guess we'll find out. And what I'll do is I'll do a quick like 2-minute review at the end of this video here. So this is bottled by Simplicity Cocktails in Salt Lake City, Utah, but it's distilled in North Carolina. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research of some of the distillers in North Carolina. It doesn't say the age, just says barrel proof premium whiskey. So if I have any other information, I'll also add that to this quick review. So let's go and do that now. All right then, folks, we are back at the hotel. We have the whiskey bottle here. And just as we're opening this, just a recap of the store. I wouldn't say it surprised me, but I think it wasn't too bad as a whole. You had the Larceny that Elijah Craig barrel proofs, which are pretty good sippers in their own right, if you like the Larceny. Also some, the Henry McKenna label was there, but the bottle wasn't there, and the Buffalo Trace and Sazerac labels were there, but the bottles weren't there as well. So if you're able to get them, and then throw in the Old Forester 1920 there as well, and I think you can definitely survive as a bourbon drinker here in Utah. And then just when you're out and about in different states, you can look for some other stuff, and they have a lot of local stuff here, so which is one of the ones I'm trying. Yes, this is from North Carolina. The distillate is distilled there, but it's bottled in Utah here. So let's get this thing open. How's the bottle crack? A little bit subdued there. Let's pour it in a hotel glass here. So yes, this is a fresh bottle crack, but it should give us a good indication of just what this juice is like. And let's go in for here. Actually, very similar to something like the Old Forester makes. That kind of like those burnt marshmallow, slightly yeasty notes that you can find in like an Old Forester 1920 or barrel strength one. Not terrible on the nose. You are getting some of that like Hefeweizen yeasty banana clovey note that's there. But there's definitely enough backbone with like some mapley darker flavors that definitely helps it out a little bit. Let's go in for a taste here. It has a really great mouthfeel actually. It does a really good job coating the whole palate and sits really well. There's a little bit of spice and a little bit of burn there. It's quite rich as well, really rich on the palate. Like those darker barrel chaff flavors sit on the palate. It's quite oily, which lends to the mouthfeel as well. That yeasty banana note is still there. Kind of has some similarities with a lot of Brown-Forman products, like that banana bread. This whiskey is actually right up my street. It's a little bit youthful on the finish there as well. I wouldn't say it tastes like rubbing alcohol, but it has like more like a vodka feel in your mouth. But there's a lot of good flavors in this, like hazelnuts and chocolate there as well. And that oiliness just keeps on going there as well. So for $30, value for money, I would give this like an A straight off the bat. Just gonna go in one more taste and then we'll give it a rate then. Just moving it all around the palate there, hit those spots. Yes, you do get that yeasty note, which brings the score down, but this is very rich. I'll try and do some research and I'll add a title in the video here if I can find where the distillate comes from. I really like this and I think it's a phenomenal bottle for the price. I'm gonna give this a 72. I think 72 for $30. You know, a $30 bottle. I think it's excellent. I think it's a buy all day long. If you're out in Utah and you're out around, look for one of these, the premium bourbon whiskey from Salt Lake City and Simplicity Spirits Company, the people who bottle it there as well. So hopefully you enjoyed that review. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video there in the store. at a state-run liquor store, a little bit of a different experience, or maybe just like as an educational thing for you folks at home. So as we say on the channel, you drink through the world's whiskies one glass at a time. Cheers.